Okay. Let me actually bring the chat back up. Hang on. Oh, where's my cam? Hold on. I always have to do that, and I always forget. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so... Hey, Bling. Hey, Moko. Hey, Thor. Aw, I don't get much Moko today? Oh, well. So I am... what I'm going to be doing is I'm too excited because of various things to do anything really brain intensive right now. So I'm going to be doing something mindless for the next hour and a half while I wait for the Path of Exile beta. It's an exciting day. Not only is the Path of Exile beta coming out today, and I'm going to be able to stream it. Yeah, burn. But the Dissidia game that's been in arcades in Japan just got announced for the PS4 today, so I'm really goddamn excited because Dissidia is my favorite fighting game series of all time. It's God, oh, I love that. I love those games so much. I've put thousands of hours into it. So, in the meantime, how many blood shards do I have? 42. I'm not going to do those. We are going to do just some greater rifts and leveling in Diablo 3 for the moment. Because I am flipping my shit. But yeah, I'm going to stream this for like an hour and a half, then I'm going to go download the beta, and then I'm going to stream the Path of Exile beta. Now, what that involves is, well, it adds in Acts 5, 6, and 7. It adds in the Pantheon system, which is where you slay the gods and gain their powers and that whole jazz. And it adds in a couple other systems that they wanted to update, as well as the balance changes for how the game functions, how energy shield functions, how damage functions. I'm probably going to start out with a summoner like I usually do, but I don't know. I might go for a Sundernaut. I might not. I probably need some expensive gear. And there's going to be wipes in the beta every so often. So it's not a good idea to get too attached to a single character. But what was I going to say? Yeah, it's exciting as hell. They're going to be adding Act 8 and the new microtransaction system later in the beta. We're not getting Acts 9 and 10 in the beta. The beta is going to run for like a month. They're going to test the first few acts, and then they're going to release Acts 9 and 10 with the full release so that people don't get spoiled. So we're only going to get to see up to Act 8. But it's going to be interesting. Why would one flip one's shit anyway? I never quite got that phrase. I think it's just like flip your lid, but with a swear thrown in, because we tend to do that in English. Just like losing my shit is losing my mind, but with shit thrown in. But in the meantime, I'm going to play some more Diablo 3, which is kind of heresy, considering I'm waiting for Path of Exile. But I have been slowly leveling up, working on the Paragon levels, just to see, you know, how high I can push it. I finally pushed it to the point where I'm pouring points into intelligence because everything else is maxed out. That has a limit. So my damage is going to be slowly but steadily going up. But I need to. I'm also trying to get the. Where is? Or move to top. Okay. There we go. What was I saying? I'm also working on completing the season journey, which is basically the equivalent of Path of Exile's challenges, just to see how it goes. There are like only 2 things on the level I'm currently at. I need to master a set dungeon, which I'm going to wait till I have a little more damage before I do that. And I need to do a 6-minute Nephilim Rift on Torment 10, which I'm going to wait till I have a little bit more damage before I can manage that. So, leveling it is. I don't know how much Diablo I'm going to play in the next few weeks. A lot of my stream time is probably going to be in the beta, as they change things and update things. But, I'll probably play this in my off time. But yeah, streams for the next couple weeks are probably going to be Path of Exile predominantly, weekly Minecraft, and probably some Phantom Brave. In addition to the episodes of Steven Universe that I'm doing. So why is Diablo so bad? I don't know if you were here for any of my Diablo streams or any of the Minecraft streams where I harp on about it. So I don't know if you're just trying to set me off on a rant or not, but I will give the short version. At its core, there are 2 problems. Build depth and itemization. Items in this game... items in this game can roll a variety of mods. Stuff like extra stats, extra damage, cooldown reductions, things like that. Let's take a look. This rare item has intelligence, vitality, percent life, increased damage for one of my skills, reduced range attack damage, and monster kills grant a certain amount of experience. Unique items, legendary items in this game, come with a couple preset mods, and then a bunch of randomized mods, just like a rare item, which at the start means that there's no reason to wear a rare item when you could wear a legendary item in the same slot, because they can do the same things. You just find a legendary item with the bonus mod that you want that has stats that help you. So 99% of the items, 99.9% of the items you find are utter garbage, and they had to turn up the legendary drop rate to compensate. So you've seen I've already found 3 legendary items in the last 5 minutes. It's ridiculous. The second thing is the build depth. In Diablo 2 and Diablo 1, Path of Exile, you could invest in skills and decide really how your build wants to play. You could pour 20 points, as a Necromancer, you could pour 20 points into Raised Skeleton, 5 points into Raised Skeleton Mage, stuff like that. In Diablo 3, you pick a skill, you pick a rune that modifies how the skill works. And that's it. You unlock all skills as you level up. And you get 6 skill slots. And that's it. You just... everything depends on what set you want to wear. The green items I have are a set that gives me bonuses if I'm wearing a bunch of them, which again discourages you from having to make choices about what gear you have. You just wear your set, and whatever legendaries give you a bit of a bonus. Oh god. Okay. And so there's no build depth to this game. The end game of this game is a lot better than the campaign. The campaign is garbage. It's not terribly important for a campaign to be good in an ARPG because the end game is where you spend 99% of your time. But the campaign in Diablo 3 is especially garbage. It's pathetically easy because you have to... there are like 16 or 17 difficulties that up how much health the monsters have and how much damage they deal. And you start the game with 2. And those 2 are ridiculously easy. Sorry, you start the game with 3. And those are ridiculously easy. Like, I immediately turned the difficulty up as high as it could go when I was going through the campaign. And I was steamrolling content. Like, constantly. It was ridiculous. The campaign is incredibly imbalanced in this game. And the story is garbage. I have ranted for hours about this game. And I'm gonna stop ranting for a bit and talk about something else in a minute, but it is really, really easy to set me off. But the end game is a lot more fun. I'm a sucker for anything with an infinite progression system, so while the game isn't terribly engaging build-wise, and there's only like 3 things to do in the end game, 2 of which are horribly inefficient, I am having fun leveling up. So the game's not good, but I am enjoying this aspect of it. That said, God, I want to talk about new things with Lumen, but everything I can think of, I'm still pondering, and I need to do some thinking on my own for. And you don't have your computer yet, Moko, so it's not like we can do design live. Ooh, treasure goblin, come here, you little asshole. Awesome. Alright, now we can resume. Oh, update on the computer. Okay. Whoa. Got an email from the guy whose skybox I'm using to bring him in. They're going to be here by next... Oh, shit, yes. I'm going to try not to bug you about doing Lumen design when it gets here. But I'm excited as hell. Because I've got images in my head of like 9 of the ghosts. And I'm really excited to see you interpret them. Going to be out of the country on the 9th, so he's going to notify the Skybox counter people that I'm there on his behalf and give me instructions on how to collect. Nice. A lot of shit you're going to need to download. Well, let me know. I'll help you find stuff if I can. Oh god, oh god. I'm trapped in a box. Let me out of the box, please. Oh my god, I want to play Ori and the Blind Forest so badly. I'm jealous. Moko doesn't live in the U.S., but the stuff she's getting is being shipped from the U.S. So I presume that's what Skybox is. Okay. Drop the point there. International shipping service for non-American, Canadian, and non-European folks. Yeah, I thought so. So, one thing I was pondering, I always wanted the inside of the house to look like everything was normal except that it had all been burned. Like, everything looked like it had been burned. Like, the color and texture of it looked like it had been burned, even though everything was perfectly intact. But what do you think, I'm pondering whether to do this or not, what do you think of, we kind of organically came into the arsonist character, what if that's his fault? Like, the house is half dead already because of him. By the way, I've got one of my windows open so I can breathe, so let me know if somebody starts yelling outside or something, because I got my headphones on. That's what you were thinking, actually. Awesome. Like, I feel kind of foolish that I didn't immediately hit on that, but cool organic story progression, I guess. Ow. Oh, I should probably turn the sound up so you guys can hear it. How's that? Is that louder than the music? Is that too loud? Too much louder than the music? I am playing a squishy squish, so my job is to stay out of the way and let my pets do all the work. Here's one of the other problems with this game. Everything in this game is based on your weapon damage. All your spells are based on the damage of your weapon. All your pet damage is based on the damage of your weapon. Not intuitive in the slightest. And it means you don't have to focus in on, like, pet skills or anything. You just have to boost your weapon damage. But yeah, I'm going to have to work more on that angle and, like, how it actually affects the house and the damage it did to it, and how it helps Lumen in her quest to become the world's premier ghost therapist. If we ever do a sequel, she's gonna be older, and this is gonna be what she does for a living. Yeah, your minions are stronger based on your weapons. It's really stupid. This game, the problem with this game is that it oversimplifies the formula. There have been a lot of complaints about Heroes of the Storm oversimplifying the formula, but Heroes of the Storm is designed for you to pick up the game, play a couple rounds, and put it back down. Nothing you do really carries over between matches. You can unlock some cosmetics and stuff, but that's it. I think that simplifying the MOBA format is actually beneficial. Simplifying the ARPG format just takes away replay value, because you're building characters. You're building something that's supposed to last, and you're supposed to play with this character for hours and hours. There is no reason to make new characters in Diablo 3. There's no reason to do any such thing. Any build you make can be swapped out at a moment's notice. And so it's hard to really justify having a character. You also only get 12 character slots. God knows why you'd need them. In stuff like Diablo 2, what you do is, like, every choice you make in Diablo 2 and Path of Exile carries weight. Even in Borderlands 2, you have to pay exorbitant fees to respec your character. But, you know, that's also an FPS, which is, again, more suited to pick up and play. But you also do build characters and find gear that really matters. In this game, you make a character, and you can change that character however you like. Like, period. I could finish this rift and change every single one of my skills without having to invest anything. No opportunity cost, nothing. I might have to swap out gear, but I can save sets of gear in an armory. It all happens on the same character. Sorry, I said I was going to stop ranting about this game, but I never stop ranting about this game. And let's also compare how summoner builds work in Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and Path of Exile. Diablo 2, your stuff is at risk. Your skeletons die all the time. You have to constantly keep summoning your revives. Your golem is kind of shitty, so it's basically just a stun machine. And like iron golems, and your golems will die, so you have to resummon them. You have to manage your minions in Diablo 2. Same with Path of Exile. You have to constantly be casting Summon Raging Spirits and Animate Weapon. You have to recast your zombies when they die, because they die fairly often in high-end content. Your specters you have to manage. Your Animate Guardian has to be protected, because when it dies, you have to equip it with all new gear, just like the Iron Golem in Diablo 2. You have to manage your minions. I haven't had a minion die ever. Maybe once. Maybe once one of my zombie dogs died. But in the like 100 hours since I picked this game up, I haven't had, except for maybe one time a zombie dog died, and I'm not even sure that it happened. Might just be my imagination. I have not had a single minion die. You do have to cast mana spenders to get these guys, the Fetish Sycophants, but they're based on a piece of gear that I have, and the set bonus that I have encourages me to cast mana spenders, not because they do damage, but because they up my pet's damage to 26 times what it would normally be, which is necessary to actually kill anything on Torment 10. But but the set also makes my fetish army permanent, and it's cool to have a bunch of minions, a bunch of permanent minions, but it's not based on the character, it's based on the gear. In the other two games, you invest in a character, and the way you build it determines how many minions you have. In this game, you get a set. You get a set of armor, and that determines how many minions you have. I'm also wearing something that gives me 3 gargantuans instead of 1, so it's not entirely the one set, but I will say that playing a melee barbarian feels better in a lot of ways than playing melee in Path of Exile or Diablo 2. But that's mostly because of the whirlwind skill. Okay, let's finish those off so I can get back to killing the dangerous things, please. And dead. Awesome. Oh, right, I got a Paragon point. A little more damage, please. But yeah, Moko, considering my attitude towards this game, I was thinking for the thumbnail, when, you know, you're able to draw again and I'm able to afford to pay you again, the thumbnail for the Diablo series would be me sitting on a rock with my my chin resting on one of my hands, poking a very tiny Diablo with a stick with my other hand, looking bored. Do you think that's too sassy? Do you think that's too much salt? I don't know. Does the Diablo explode? I mean, if you could animate, a thumbnail, I would absolutely have the Diablo explode, but not really on the menu, unfortunately. I like your salt. Let the salt flow freely. Guardian has found me way the hell down there? Alright, teleport to me, buddy. Ah, there we go. Gotcha. But yeah, this game is so built around legendaries and set items that they drop a bunch of them practically guaranteed whenever you complete a Greater Rift. I do also like the legendary gem system. You get 21 different legendary gems that you can socket into your jewelry, except for the Gem of Ease, which goes in a weapon. Each of which has a different effect, and you can level them up and give them extra points in whatever they do. For example, I'm wielding one that gives me extra life regen and a shield for twice my life regen per second. There's also ones that do a bunch of damage to stuff around you, ones that give you extra experience, stuff that's good defensively. All sorts of cool stuff, and I like this aspect of the game, and I think it's really neat that you can invest in that. It's, you know, too little stuff to invest in for me to really approve, but you take what you can get. All right, let's see what we got. Blackthorn. All right. It's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Alright, let's compare that Blackthorn belt to the one I've got. Right, I put Blackthorn over here. Yeah, the one I have is better. Alright, let's do another one. The leveling process continues. Oh, I forgot to swap out... Shit. Well, I can't do it until I finish this Greater Rift. I forgot to swap out my, acid thing to make it, hit more area. I'm also trying to think of what would be a good Phantom Brave thumbnail. But I'll have to think on that one. Probably something directly involving Marona because she's goddamn adorable. Uh-oh. Ow! Feck. You know, I play her because she's my preferred playstyle, but there's a lot of stuff about the Witch Doctor that is kind of Like, first off, the stereotype. Second, she calls out her homeland as being horribly violent and cannibalistic, and she's going to go there to bring peace. She's one of the more positive characters in it, but like Barrett and Saz from their own Final Fantasy games, there's something really off about the way the character is presented. But she's the only summoner in the game, so I'm stuck with her. Yeah, the Frog Doctor. There are two skills that have to do with frogs in this game. Neither of which are all that helpful to my build, unfortunately. But both of which are cool. One of which summons a toad the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. And I'm really salty that I changed that to be a cosmetic for the Hex skin. Instead of the summon a bunch of toads that eat things. So that's a disappointment. But the other just summons, you throw out a bunch of frogs. I would also hesitate to say problematic because it's a Tumblr buzzword and it has no real meaning anymore. The people you need to convince won't take you seriously if you use it. Even if it was ever applicable. It's also dancing around whatever it is by giving it a name that's less severe than it deserves. Like, the code words that Tumblr social justice culture has used have become laughable because they're either completely overblown or they're hilariously understatements. And there's really no in between. Yeah, even if she's portrayed in a very, even if she's portrayed in a very positive and heroic way, which she is, she's easily the most heroic of the playable characters. It is, like you said, it's born out of cultural misunderstanding and a stereotype that's a holdover from something long, long ago. Like, it's something that I had thought that we had stopped doing. Like, this particular stereotype. I thought that the stereotypes of that sort of person had moved on to something else, which is, you know, not great, but it was a step forward. But this character is just... I'll show you some of the cosmetics. Like, they went whole hog on the classic voodoo witch doctor aesthetic. And I say classic as in the classic stereotype, not like... Although I will say... that it has... Oh, no! I only have a passing understanding of voodoo in general. And I keep meaning to learn more, but I know enough about it to recognize when something is mishandled. And you don't have to apologize at all. It's interesting to hear your perspective as somebody from the Caribbean. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I have heard equally both pronunciations over the course of my life. And I realize you can't say it out loud to me, so say first for Caribbean and second for Caribbean. I want to pronounce that correctly. Either or, okay. People aren't too fussed about it, I gotcha. Caribbean. I can't imagine Pirates of the Caribbean helped with that, but since it's not something you're terribly fussed over, I can't imagine you were fussed over that either. More fussed over the later movies being bad. In Trinidad, Orisha is practiced rather than voodoo. And I think I've heard of that, but again, I am woefully uneducated about that. No, you have mentioned that to me, but I never really inquired about it, though I wanted to. They have the same roots and the same diasporic West African religions, indigenous traditions, and Catholic influences. Huh. You know, considering the Christian attitude towards voodoo, that is not a sentence that I expected to hear. I didn't want to say that I made the connection, but I guess I guess it does make sense that Orisa is from the same root. Something I'm hesitant to be vocally wrong about. It's something that's important to a lot of people. I really need to go faster. I'm doing 10-minute greater riffs. A lot of it was using Christian practices and traditions were either adopted or used to mask older practices. So you could look like you were Christian, but you were doing your own thing. Well, that makes sense. Over time, they just became integrated into the overall culture of the thing. Yeah, I grew up with a Catholic stepdad and in a Catholic elementary school, so I'm pretty familiar with a lot of Catholic imagery and how they treat their own religion. But I have a lot of stuff to learn about a lot of other things that would really be helpful to know if I'm going to write stuff. Expand my knowledge base so I can write about cultures I'm not familiar with. It's really fascinating historically, and you'd ever like to read more, I can rec you some books. I would love that. A big part of it is dualism. Yeah, come for the Diablo Salt. Stay for the lessons on voodoo as a religion. New York Signet, Gold Wrap, the Short Man's Finger. Ooh. That gives me a bonus. That gives me some bonus damage. All right. Excuse me. So let's craft a socket in it and swap out the one I'm wearing. So for example, Vod and Loa, which are like sort of a cross between spirits and divine entities, will have a comparative Christian saint. Huh. Alright, I don't need the resource costs. Ooh. Oh, first try, awesome. They're treated as the same being or facets of the same being. Oh, like they actually have an associated Christian saint? Interesting. That is interesting. Right, I need to have Shen actually take the gem out of it. Here we go. Do I have a Short Man's Finger sitting around? I don't think I do. Oh, right. First, Kadala. Trying to find a weapon that's superior to what I've got. Nope. Hit to instantly deal 100 times weapon damage as cold to enemies that are frozen. Alright. Well, that's kind of pathetic, actually. I don't think I have that Kanai Cube recipe. Though, so I'm gonna... Okay, yeah, I don't have that. Alright, I got a skill to change before I do some of this stuff. increase the area of effect. Alright, yeah, I'm going to show you some of the cosmetics. Here's the masks. I honestly don't know if these are just stereotypes or if they have any basis in reality. Papa Legba is synchronized with St. Peter or St. Lazarus. Legba is invoked at the start of everything because it controls crossroads, and St. Peter guards the gate of heaven. Lazarus is the patron saint of a lot of things. Although, here's the thing. Here's one. I think my favorite part of this game is this unique item, Henry's Perquisition, which is a cat that got in an enchantment brew that got the magic poured into him instead, and now you just carry him around and he wiggles and he's adorable. I love him. He's my favorite. Look at him wiggle. Oh my god. There are a few things in this game that truly make me smile, and that is one of them. I'm carrying him around right now. I mean, he's not currently in my hand because I'm not there yet, but whatever. I have some gems to drop. Look at him go. Here's another thing. I'm gonna show you something. Where is it? Ah, there it is. No, I'm not going to show it to you. I'm just going to say the flavor text in this game is terrible. It's too involved. It thinks it's funny, even when it's not. Very occasionally it is funny, like the cat. But it's so far up its own butt that it ruins the effect. And it's too prevalent. Everything in this game thinks it's funny. And it completely sets off the tone of the game, which is, you know, it's a horror game. An occasional joke, like the cat, works wonderfully. If everything is a joke, especially in a game that goes on and on about how powerful and special you are, it takes away from the tone. I like the cat joke. I don't like what the cat joke is symptomatic of. Ow. Oh, nope. Get out of the way. Though, I gotta say, now that I'm in the endgame, the one build choice you really make, which is whether to pour points into intelligence or vitality, I'm not sure which I should be doing. Like, I'm a squishy squish anyway. I'm used to staying the hell out of the way of monster attacks. I think I should be pouring points into damage, so I can kill things faster and push higher, greater rifts, but I'm not sure. And I don't think there are any Diablo players in the audience right now, but, ow. It would be cool to get that answer. Nope, nope, nope. But yeah, those are more aesthetic than anything else. Elitist jerks? 5,000 elite champions. Wow, alright, yeah, I've been killing a lot of stuff. You get achievements in this game constantly. Like, I'm kind of middling on that. I don't like them because, again, they think they're funny. But I do like constant incremental achievements. That's a thing that I like in games. It's satisfying. It gives you goals to work towards in the short and long term, so you don't have attention span problems. It's a good design choice. I just think the execution is kind of... But yeah, you see, if you look closely, you can see Henry the cat in my hand, wiggling around. Look at him go. Look at him go. I can't zoom in on my model like you can in Path of Exile, so I can't show you, but... That's the cutest goddamn thing. I'm actually using a different mojo, but again, one of the other cool things in this game is the microtrans... There's no... Path of Exile has paid microtransactions that are all cosmetics. There's no pay to win in the game, but it does mean that you don't have a lot of stuff you can get without paying for it, which isn't really a problem. The game's free. I'm fine with them having cosmetics that you pay for to support the game, but I do like how in Diablo 3 every item you find can then be turned into a cosmetic. Look for other items. Like, Henry is not the item I'm wielding. I'm wielding this, Zunamasa's String of Skulls, because it's part of the set bonus that I'm using. You know, people were asking about my playlist to listen to. I really should like, post the playlist somewhere. Just a list of it. Yeah, I'll probably do that sometime in the next week. And you notice I'm going through random areas. Like, the rift system is... I'm not going to complain that it's blatantly ripped off from Path of Exile, because Path of Exile's endgame is awesome, and it's a great way to keep variety up, but the variety in this is artificial. You don't control what areas you go to, you don't control what bosses you fight, you can't tackle certain areas, and there's only so many areas in this game. There's only so many tile sets and aesthetic looks. Path of Exile has 127 different maps. Only some of which are rifts on each other. Here, it's a rift. You go through, you fight whatever enemies show up, and that's it. There's some variety, but the bosses you fight aren't based on where you are. Oh no! Okay. Oh, gimme! Yeah! Also, I'm not sure what accent she has. I'm gonna pause the music for a minute. So you can hear her talk whenever she decides to open her mouth again. And I just talked over her. Good. So give her a minute. She'll say something. In fact, I'll turn her up so you can hear her more clearly. Yeah, I have no idea which accent that's supposed to be. again, because of my unfamiliarity with, you know, the cultures this comes from. You spend all day listening to, say, British accents, you can start to tell the difference. But if you don't spend all day listening to various African accents, you have a hard time telling them apart. I'm going to start the music back up in a sec. There we go. Ow. Ow. So just generic African, not anything specific? Fair enough. Probably West African, like Nigeria. I'm definitely a fan of, like, if you're doing a fantasy counterpart culture, you should pick an accent, like a specific one. It brings more character to that culture, the fictional one. Because it's something consistent and a real-world touchstone that you can point to. I don't know if she's... or Senegal, which is a little more French. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if she's got a specific accent and we just don't know what it is, or if she's just a generic African accent, but I don't know. I spend a lot of time complaining about this game, and clearly I like it enough to play it for, 100 hours. There's enough here to keep my interest, but I'm not going to keep silent about the things that this game doesn't do well. And my god, the shift from medieval with the shift from medieval aesthetic in Diablo 1 and 2 to 1800s England aesthetic and accents in Diablo 3 is jarring as hell. Like, in Path of Exile, the Karui are based on the Maori, and aspects of their culture. I'm absolutely certain that I'm mispronouncing that. It might be Maori, it might be Maori. I am absolutely unsure. Somebody correct me, please. And they have specific accents and specific cultural touchstones and specific, very, very specific. They know the culture that they've created, and they know how it differs from the real one and how it's similar. And they really do give the impression of a real people and a real culture. Maori. Okay. Alright, boss here. Oh, it's the mini butcher. Man carver. He likes the scent of man flesh. And I don't know enough about Maori culture to know whether they did a good job or not, but I know that they tried. And even if they failed or did something offensive, that lends to a more complete and believable fictional culture. Alright, let's see what we got. City and Ring of the Zodiac. Reduce the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second when you hit with a resource spending attack. Alright. Zunamasa's Cloth. I'm not wearing Zunamasa's Cloth, so I don't need that. Sledge. And the Lidless Wall. Yeah, nothing special. I'm going to compare these to the ones that I have here. Zunamasa's Cloth. That's not Zunamasa's Cloth. Yeah, the one I have in my stash is better. I'll keep that one. I don't know if I have an Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Let's check. Looks like I don't. Awesome. Another thing for the Kanai's Cube when I finally farm that. I'm actually going to farm up some stuff to do Kanai's Cube things. What do I have? Yeah, I need to do Act 2, Act 3, and Act 4. Yeah, it's how fictional cultures are supposed to be. And I talk about this game and how it wraps its lips firmly around your metaphorical penis, but I know that I do the same thing for Path of Exile myself, so I don't know how much I can really talk. I love that game. It's my favorite game. Alrighty. Well, thank you for the discussion, Moko. I learned some things today. Are you going to be back later, or are you doing an all-day thing? You'll be back this evening. Awesome. I look forward to it. Toodles. Oh boy. All right. Oh man. Alright, so I'm going to play for another, half hour or so, however long it takes me to do these bounties, and then I'm going to sign off. I'm going to download the Path of Exile beta, and then I will be back with Path. But for now, let's kill some shit. Oh, one other thing I discovered. This wouldn't work in Path because currency in Path of Exile has item weight. Whatever you pick up in Path of Exile matters. It matters how much space you have in your inventory. In this, you can find gems, but they stack like 1,000 in one space, and there's only so many types of them. Excuse me, and the primary currency is gold, which just piles up right here. And you can see I have approximately 12 metric buttfucks of gold. So there's no item weight to currency, and there's no reason for the gold to take up inventory space. So the pets, and you can find these in game, so it's not pay to win really. The pets, you saw him scurry over and pick up that gold. That's a neat thing. That's a neat design decision for this game specifically. I like that. Would not work for Path of Exile. Oh, hey, Stax. How's it going, man? I'm going to take a quick detour and murder Zoltan Cool. Because I can. Go down, asshole. There we go. Awesome. Alright, now let's kill the bounty I'm here to kill. I don't know if whatever ad is playing has stopped by the time I said that, so if not, hi again, Stacks. It's interesting Twitch's new friend system tells you when they enter your chat. I don't know if it's weird to say hi or not. Still figuring that little bit of social etiquette out. Alright. Oh, he's right there. Awesome. This is not a song I want to play in Diablo. Say it's probably fine. Yeah. I mean, I think so. That's why I've been doing it, but it's good to get perspectives. Alright, that's 2 down. Next. Look at that Souls Trapped by Gezrim. I don't think I've done this one. Occasionally it shows me a new bounty, but it's usually the same 5 ones over and over and over. Or the same 10 ones, anyway. Okay, he's right over here. Gezrim. Aw. Well, thanks for coming by, Thor. If you can come back, you are absolutely welcome. But have a good shopping trip. Where the hell is the entrance? There we go. Oh, it's just this. I have done this before. Oh, hey, another Paragon level. Alright, so that's that. Clear the flooded cave. We'll go after the Key Warden first. Alright, there you are. Awesome, I got 2 out of it. And a unique that I'm not going to use. Just had a heart attack wondering whether I was recording this stream or not. I need some Death's Breath, so I'm going to stop and kill this blue pack. Oops. Alright, this way. There's also a couple other interesting mechanics that wouldn't work in Path of Exile. Like, I'm wearing an item that says whenever you pick up gold, you gain experience. There are other items that say whenever you pick up gold, you gain that much armor for a few seconds. It's interesting. And that really wouldn't work in games like Path. Ow. Did I just get the same mace? Did I just get the same mace twice? No, I didn't. Okay. Hey, cursed chest. I'll take the pool of reflection, thank you. Alright, I'm not going to defeat 5 waves in the time limit, sorry, but I'll take the cursed chest. That's not Diablo music. This isn't really Diablo music either, but I'm more in the mood for it. Doesn't pop up damage numbers for that, for the burning chain you get with your demon summon. And yes, I just grabbed that healing shrine on full health. There's an achievement for touching 1,000 of those, and I've only... I so rarely need them when they're there that I had only touched like 50 by the time I discovered that achievement. So yeah, now I just grab them whenever I see them. But yeah, one of the things again that this game does right is that mechanics, the Paragon system makes experience gain at max level worthwhile. It makes it not a dead stat. It makes mechanics that grant EXP not dead stats. Even if they only give a small amount of help, they still do things. Another cursed chest. Slay all enemies before the timer ends. That one's easy. Oh wow, I'm full. Fuck you. I wanted that. There we go. Oh, you're over there. Alright. Come on, pop up sandworm. There we go. And dead. Wait, there's one more? What the hell? I must have passed it by down here or something. Oh, there's a little alcove. No, it's right here. Sandworm. Hey, sand friend. And dead. Alright. Now let's kill Belial. Nope. Let's return to town. Sell some garbage and then kill Belial. Echoing Fury. Nothing. Sunkeeper. Oh, neither of those have any special abilities. I do have some blood shards. Let's spend some blood shards. Nothing special. All right, Belial. Yeah, I'll stop and kill these assholes. Like I said, I need Death's Breath. Man, my ears are itchy today. Take that, thank you. Alright, Belial. See how you play on Torment 10. Story-wise, this guy is a joke. Incredibly obvious setup, incredibly obvious twist. And it's so poorly handled that they have to be obvious because the whole act lasts like an hour. And you spend a good portion of it dealing with somebody else. Though visually, this fight is awesome. As you can see. Like, it's one of the most memorable parts of the game, in spite of how crap the story is. Alright, Belial, go down. We all know what we're up to here. And dead. And damage. Alright, let's see what Tyrael has for us. And then I think I'm going to call it a Diablo stream and go get ready for Path of Exile. Da, 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 da. Boots. Alright. Let's see what these boots are. Move unhindered through enemies. Already got it. Alright. Alright, well, that is going to be Diablo for the day. Don't really have the time to do another set of bounties, I don't think. So, I will see you guys in about half an hour for Path of Exile. Adios.